How can architecture be placed within an environment in which it benefits its surroundings? How can the use of particular forms and materials be placed in ways that interpret natural formations? How can one be within an enclosure and feel like they're still immersed in their environment? Renowned architect Frank Lloyd Wright accomplishes all these things through carefully crafting his masterpiece deep within the forest of Mill Run, Pennsylvania. Wright carefully chose the location of the site so that he had full potential in creating something that blended into its site. A ravine was discovered, flooded with trees and vegetation, perfectly divided by a stream flowing into a subtle waterfall. Here lies the location of Frank Lloyd Wright's masterpiece, Fallingwater. A simple element of design is embedded within the environment: horizontal and vertical lines. Our environment is shaped by these two elements. The layering of rocks, the layering of leaves, the layering of all the elements that build our environment can be interpreted by the simple horizontal line. The verticality of trees that tower over us, the verticality of hills and mountains, and the verticality of rock cliffs can all be interpreted by the vertical line. Modern architecture has been built upon these simple elements. The first vertical element is placed: the chimney. Wright believes that this function should always be the focal point of one's house, the space that everyone gathers within on a cold winter's day. All other elements will wrap around it and tie into the chimney structure. The focal piece will tower over all other elements throughout the entire design process. The first horizontal line is placed, followed by another and another. These forms will oscillate in and out. They will shift until they perfectly fit in with one another, exactly how the individual elements within our environment are placed. The layering has been complete and perfected. Fallingwater and the natural landscape have become one. Let's visually dissect how this masterpiece is connected to its environment. First, remember the verticality of trees. Second, remember the layering of the earth. From nature's perspective, Fallingwater is perfectly blended into its environment at once. We can now explore how the environment is perfectly blended into Fallingwater. The towering trees, the rush of the river and waterfall, the views of the birds soaring down the ravine can all be experienced while being nurtured by the carefully placed enclosures. Fallingwater can now rest peacefully within its environment.